Hello. Hello, hello. Friday. End of the week. Week. But is it the weekend? It's the end of the week, but is it the week end? That is the question. Friday's question. So today we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot to do. I've got a lot of like little things to do. You know that I think there's two kind of people in this world. The people that like focusing on like one big task, and the kind of people who like to focus on smaller loads, but like smaller tasks. And me and Cam are definitely opposite in this. Cam loves to have like a list of things that he can like tick off. Like, I've done this, 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 I've done this. He likes to have like a lot of stuff, and he's very good at getting them done, basically. Whereas when I've got like, I do love a tick list. I'm not gonna lie, I do love a tick list, but not when it's so like scattered. Like, for example, I've got to speak to the photographer today for the photo shoot. I also need to arrange the December or like the winter shoot, which I think might be in November this year, actually. 30th of November. So if you fancy if you want to look really good in a little black dress this year, sign up. Drop me a DM with the word shoot, if they allow you to send that word, and I will I'll get back to you with some details. But this is it. So I've got to do that. I have to sort out a couple of the podcasts that we did last week and this week. I have to record another podcast today, and I also have like a couple of calls to do as well. I've got an assessment call with someone who's got like a hormonal or a metabolic assessment I need to do. I need to speak to one of our clients. So I've got loads of like stuff. And then I've got, the normal day-to-day stuff. I go to the gym and that kind of palaver, wrap up for the week, finish writing some content. Prepare for the step challenge. So guys, we've got a step challenge starting on Monday. It is free, but you do need to register. So we've got everyone's email addresses so we can send you the details. We can keep like a log of how many steps you're doing and whatever. And you could win not AirPod, I don't know what I'm talking about. Beats by Dre earpods, or like a Fitbit, one of the new Fitbits. So there are some good prizes to win. So if you want to join, message me with the word steps, I'll get back to you. I've also got messages to get back to. That's another thing. But I'm definitely one of those people who likes or would prefer to have one big project to work on with no distractions, versus Cam, who like really thrives with lots of different tasks to do. I like to be in like a good like flow state where I could be obsessed with something all day and be absolutely fine. Hey guys on TikTok, Gemma, how's it going? So that's that. Is there anything else I need to talk about? No. But if you're here on the replay, say hashtag replay and say hello, because I like to know who watches these and who's getting involved, and then I can see if I can do one or two of these that'll help you in particular. So there's that. Today we'll talk about how to tone up. I thought, you know what? Today I just want to give value. I just want to give value. I'm going to try and keep my opinion to myself. Because the last few have been very like passionate about things, and sometimes quite personal as well. My last few have been quite personal. So today I'm just going to spit some facts. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to help you guys out and give you guys some value. First of all, I'm going to turn this fan because it's boiling. There you go. Cool. So I think before we talk about how to tone up, we need to talk about what it is, right? There's no point in saying, oh yeah, we'll work towards this, but not knowing what that destination looks like. It's a little bit like going into a travel agent and saying, I want to go here, or like I want to go on holiday. Or say like, okay, I want to go on holiday to Croatia or America. Let's do America, right? I want to go on holiday to America. You go into your travel agent, you say, hey, I could go on holiday to America. And they're like, okay, where? And you're like, America. Like what? North America? USA? Canada? Mexico? Like what? Latin America? Like where do you want to go? And you're just like, just America. That is going to make life very difficult for that travel agent. And you are going to get confused because one minute you're looking at Cancun and the next you're looking at the Rockies, right? So you really need to know, first of all, what do you want? For hair, that is. So what is toning up? Toning up looks a little bit different on everybody. It looks different on everybody and to everybody. So for some people, you might look at someone toned and go, oh no, that's too muscular. Or you might look at someone else and be, yeah, that's exactly what I want. So you could look at like a CrossFit person, for example. Some people would say they're toned. Or you could look at like a competitor, like a bikini competitor, and then other people might think that's toned, but not a CrossFitter. So, and then you've got like models, like bikini models, or like just normal model, and people might say they are toned, or celebrities, they are toned. So we need to look at what it is. So being toned is having a low body fat percentage and having muscle mass. You can't be toned if you are skinny, okay? Which is why when people just lose weight for the sake of losing weight, and they're like, oh, I just want to be 9 stone, I just want to be, 140 pounds, wherever, that becomes a problem because they don't care about the muscle loss that they may endure to get there. So that is not going to make you look toned. You are just going to be what's called skinny fat. So if you guys have heard that phrase before, skinny fat, it's just a smaller version of where you're at. And you might be like, hey, that's just great. But is it? Is it? If you still have like a bit of like a jiggly belly and your arms look a bit saggy now versus looking toned. So you need the muscle mass behind it. And some people say to me like, oh, I'll lose the weight and then build the muscle. Girl, it is way easier to build the muscle at the same time, or at least start there. Because when you build muscle, your confidence will increase. You're not necessarily like focusing too much on the scale, which will keep you motivated. You'll see your strength increase, which again is a big confidence boost. And then you'll be smashing the gym, building muscle. And then if you still have lost fat, which normally when people start lifting weight, they normally do lose a bit of fat anyway. But even if you didn't, now at least when you do drop weight, first of all, it's easier because you've got muscle mass, your metabolism is higher, but also you've now got the muscle underneath. So when you do lose the fat, the muscle is there. So you should definitely do it at the same time. Definitely do it at the same time, or at least muscles first. Okay, so toning up again is building muscle and losing fat. Or if you're toned, typically people who look toned have got low body fat percentage or lower than average, and a higher muscle mass than the average. And when people look toned, normally it's their arms that people look at and go, oh, they got toned arms. That's like the main thing. Because yes, even though like it would be great to have like a really flat stomach, maybe some ab lines. How often do you get your belly out? Right? Versus how often do you get your arms out? Or maybe you don't do either at the minute. But what's the likelihood? The likelihood is you'd get your arms out maybe in work. Maybe you go to a meeting, but you're wearing like a vest top or like a sleeveless blouse versus wearing a crop top to a meeting. Maybe that's not so doable. So you have to build the muscle, and the arms in particular are the key point to look toned. Where else? People say they want toned legs as well. Again, this is because they have got like shape. I think that's like the key word when it comes to toning up is like you want to be shapely. No one wants to be, or very few people want to be just like a stick, right? They want to have like some sort of figure. They want to look toned. They want to look like they lift. They don't look bulky, but they want some sort of shaped arms. They want a snatched waist, and they want like nice toned legs and a juicy bum. That's generally what a lot of people want. Let me know if that's your idea of toned. So if that is the case, we need to be focusing on strength training over cardio. Cardio does not make you tone out. It doesn't, okay? Because it doesn't build muscle. Even if you're doing like that Les Mills class, or you go into a spin class and you're like, yeah, but it's got weights in, it's still not going to make you tone out. You need to build muscle, and that's going to come from progressive overload, which means that progressively you are overloading the muscle. So over time, you are pushing the muscle to its capacity or close to, and then you let it recover. And then you're going to push again to a little bit more capacity, and then you let it recover. A little bit more capacity, recover, and so on and so forth. This is like the way that you build muscle. And sometimes that capacity looks like an extra kilogram on the bar, or sometimes that capacity looks like one extra rep. It's not one or the other. It could be both. But it definitely means that you're pushing weights. So, right, okay, I'm not doing cardio. I'm focusing on strength. What else do you need? Steps. You need your daily movement to be fairly high, right? If you just go to the gym and lift weights and then don't move for the rest of the day, that's not going to end well for you. You still need to move throughout the day. Not cardio, though. You don't want to raise your your heart rate. You want to be fairly like low intensity movements, so walks. Okay, steps in. Do the stairs instead of the elevator or the escalator. Make the changes. Park a little bit further away from the store, like wherever it takes. Use a push store. Use a push store instead of the automatic. Normally they're right next to each other, and everyone goes for the automatic. Just a little bit more effort. Push the door or pull the door. Okay, think of it as an extra exercise like outside of the gym. So instead of like bench press, door press it. Instead of like rowing, like door rowing, right? So like think about any opportunity you can have or you can take to build your muscles. So that is the other thing. So I'm getting my steps in. I'm lifting heavy at the gym. I'm progressively overloading. I'm not doing cardio. What about food, right? And this is where people screw up. People automatically think deficit, right? That's what you guys are thinking. No, I just need to there you go. I just need to be in a deficit. There are very few people who can build muscle in a deficit, right? So instead, we need to be at least at maintenance. And the majority, maybe not the majority, but a lot of your calories need to come from protein sources. Protein sources, like chicken, for example. No, I'm not letting you join my life. Protein sources will burn calories as you eat them. This is called your TEF, thermic effect of food. Now, all foods do this very minimally when it comes to eating fat, but protein, you only absorb like 70 to 70-ish% of the calories that you eat. So if you eat 100 grams of protein, or 100 calories of protein, you only absorb 70 of those calories because they will take 30 calories to digest. So you're eating more food, but you're burning more calories at the same time. The other thing that protein is going to do is help you actually build the muscle that you are tearing down at the gym. So when you lift weights at the gym, you're causing micro tears in your muscles, which is fine, right? That's fine. It's nothing to be worried about. You're not like tearing a muscle as in like, you need to go to hospital. It's a micro tear or some micro tears. So the micro tears are built back up with rest, recovery, and protein. So if you just rest, you're not going to build the muscle back up, which means you're going to be in a catabolic state, which means your muscles are going to decline. And if your muscles are declining or decreasing, you're not going to look toned because now you haven't got the muscles because you haven't refilled them. So you need to be eating enough protein. How much protein should I be eating, Faye? Great question. I love when people ask me that. So I generally, right, everyone's individual, but I generally recommend 1 gram per pound of body weight. Example, if you're 10 stone, which is 140 pounds, you would aim for 140 grams of protein per day. Some of you might be going, oh my God, that is so much. It is. And it's not. It is because these days people don't focus on protein. They focus on highly palatable foods, which are typically high in carbs and fat, not protein. So we're so used to being like, oh, I'm going to pasta tonight. with what? Versus I'm going to have beef tonight with what? Hey, Scott, I was thinking about you. To catch up when I get home. So we need to prioritize protein. Or if I'm 180 or 200 pounds or more, then I don't recommend eating 1 pound. Sorry, 1 gram per pound. You could, but A, it'd be very, very difficult. And B, it would be very, very expensive. So in this case, I would aim for your goal body weight. If your goal body weight is like 120 pounds and bump it, right? You want to be like somewhere in the range. If I was to give a generic range for people, for women, approximately 5'5" to 5'8", like an average woman, I would aim somewhere between 130 and 150 grams of protein a day. That's where I would be aiming for. Now, if you are only eating 80 grams now, don't go up to 130 because you will be constipated, it will be painful, digestion will be off, and you're going to feel so full, you're not going to want to eat. It'll put you off and you won't want to do it anymore. You'll give up. So instead, if you're eating 80, go for 100. If you're eating 100, go for 120. If you're going for if you're already at 120, 140. So you're slowly building it up over time. Scott, never, ever would I do that. So what else do you need? Water. You need about 2.5 litres of water a day. More in the summer, and more if you're exercising. And also vegetables. Do you need vegetables to survive? No, you actually don't. But they are bloody helpful. Same with carbs. You don't need carbs to survive, like rice and potato and stuff, but they are helpful. Oh no. It's okay. They are helpful to give you nutrients. The rest of the carbs, processed carbs, are helpful to give you energy. So if you can eat some rice or some oats an hour or so before you go to the gym, that's going to help you go for it. Even some rice cakes a little bit before the gym, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. That's going to help you push harder at the gym, which means you're going to break down your muscles a little bit more, which means you're able to build more muscle. And so you're going to look toned more quickly. Water, and then fats. You need fats. Stop doing low-calorie diets. Girls, stop doing low-calorie diets. Low-fat diets, I should say. We need fat to survive. So stop cutting out fat. And that is basically all you need to tone up. Water, steps, high-protein diet with veggies. If you want to eat carbs, fine. If you don't, fine. You have to have some fats. And resistance training. If I didn't already say that. But that's what you need. Agreed. It's the tiny little things that add up. Yeah, exactly. It is, John. Correct. It's the little things that add up. So instead of being like, I'm just going to cut all my calories, I'm just going to do loads of cardio, and then I will build muscle. Well, good luck, because it is really hard to build muscle. And if you're afraid that you're going to get too bulky, well, guess what? You don't go from whatever muscle you've got now to being fucking hench overnight. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. It takes years and years to get to where you want to be. And so if you get say we work together and I said, look, it's probably going to take 18 months for you to get that body, whatever that body is. So maybe you show me a picture of someone who's been in and out of build and cut phases for years. And you kind of 6 months in or 9 months in, you're like, you know what, I actually I like how I look now. I'm not too big. I've got a good balance of being able to enjoy life. I'm not obsessed with macros or calories. I'm in a really good spot. I look freaking good. Then you just maintain. You don't need to carry on going. And so at some point between where you are now and working towards a really solid body, you might decide at some point on that timeline, I actually like where I am right now. And you just maintain from there. That is awesome. That is the dream, to get to that point. You're I'm just fucking happy as I am, right? Most people, when they start weight training and start building muscle, They're never happy because they're like, oh, I just build like a little bit more glutes. My bum was just a little bit more peachy. My shoulders were a little bit bigger. My arms are a little bit more toned. Like that's how you kind of get when you start bodybuilding or start like weightlifting, essentially. So they're the key things that you need. You need a goal. That's the first thing. We didn't say that in the recap, but you need a goal. You need to hit your protein and fiber, so like vegetables. You need to hit the gym with resistance training. You need to get your steps up. You need water. I think that is everything that I mentioned. So that's it. It's easy. Okay. And if you need accountability, come and join our free Facebook group where we're running a step challenge. It's going to help you guys. It's free. You can come join our step challenge if you want to. If you're watching on TikTok, head to the link in my bio. I think that takes you to our Facebook group. If not, just message me, say steps, and I'll send you the link. But that is it. That is the blueprint of how to tone up. Why do people struggle? They haven't got the patience. They don't know how to build a workout routine that will work. They don't commit to the foods. They're like on it in a week and fall off it in the weekend. They can't be bothered to get the steps in if it's raining or cold. So, or you get ill, you have a holiday, vacation, it's your birthday. You have all these kind of things in between, which stops you. And then obviously you've got all this shit on social media, right? Like, oh, you need to like not eat this or not eat that, or hey, don't drink water, it will kill you. Like all of this confusing shit on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, which because they're viral, you think, oh, right. But I've literally just given you the exact blueprint you need in order to tone up. If you did that for 6 months, 3 months even, you would see a significant difference. You'd feel different too. So it's up to you. You can either keep guessing what to do to tone up, how to get there, what you should be eating, what you should be doing, or you can just follow exactly what I've just told you and get the results. I want you to try this and come back to me in 60 days. Drop me a message in 60 days or pop your name below and I will message you in 60 days and I'll come for you and I'll say, hey, remember 60 days ago you said you were going to start toning up? How's that gone for you? And if you've done everything that I've said in this video so far, you'd be like, I look freaking awesome. It's the middle of summer. I'm having the best time. I love like putting on different clothes, wearing the dress that I always wanted to. And if you don't want to tone up, probably just wasted your time watching this video. So I'm going to go do my hair, ready for this podcast episode. And we're going to be talking about what you need to buy, what kit you need, what equipment you need when you start going to the gym. Because people are always like, oh, I need gloves, or I need this BCAA, or I need this like pre-workout, or what things shall I buy? So we're going to talk about like the top 4, I think it's going to be 4 things you need to buy as soon as you, well, not as soon as, like throughout your gym journey. Let's say that. Right, I'm off. I got a shitload of shit to do today. If you need anything, let me know. TikTok, if you want to head over to my Facebook, that's where I'm way more present, more content, more stuff. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic day. I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.